So we were discussing about section 10, where it is stated that any person who is destroying or appropriating any useful tree which is belonging to the government, he shall be liable to pay damages not exceeding 3 times the value of the tree as adjudged by the collector, and shall also be liable to fine on conviction by a magistrate, to be punished with imprisonment for a term extending to 6 months or with fine or with both. ഇതിൽ യാതൊരു സംശയം വരാനുള്ള വകുപ്പില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ട്രീസിനെ എത്ര ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഗവൺമെൻറ് പ്രോപ്പർട്ടിയിലുള്ള ട്രീസിനെ എത്ര ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കരുതുന്നു. ഡിസ്ട്രോയ് ചെയ്യുകയോ അപ്രോപ്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയോ ചെയ്താൽ ദാറ്റ് ട്രീ മസ്റ്റ് ബി എ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ട്രീ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു കണ്ടീഷൻസ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഡിസ്ട്രോയ് ചെയ്യുക, അപ്രോപ്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക, ദ ട്രീ ഈസ് എ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ട്രീ, ദാറ്റ് മസ്റ്റ് ബി ബിലോങ്ങിങ് ടു ദ ഗവൺമെൻറ് ഇറ്റ് സെൽഫ്. ഓക്കെ, ദെൻ അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ അടുത്തൊരു ആസ്പെക്റ്റും കൂടെ വന്ന് എന്ത് ആസ്പെക്റ്റാണ്? സ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ട്രീസ്, ക്രോപ്സ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ട്രീസ് റൂട്ടഡ് ഇൻ ദ എർത്ത് എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള കൺസെപ്റ്റ് വന്നത് കണ്ടില്ലേ? ദെൻ Section 11 clause 1 പറയുന്നു, that states that the person who unauthorizedly occupy any land, ഓക്കെ, മോളി പറഞ്ഞതെല്ലാം തന്നെ ഇനി ലാൻഡിൽ വരും കേട്ടോ. ലാൻഡ് ഫോർ വിച്ച് ഈസ് ലൈബിൾ ടു പേ എ ഫൈൻ ആൻഡ് an assessment or prohibitory assessment may be summarily evicted by the collector, and any crop or other product raised on the land shall be liable to be forfeiture, and any building or a structure erected or anything deposited thereon shall also, if not removed by him after such written notice as a collector may deem reasonable, be liable to forfeiture. എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും അയാൾക്ക് റിമൂവ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു അവസരം കൊടുക്കും. പക്ഷെ അയാൾ ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് തരം സാധനങ്ങളാണെങ്കിൽ പോലും അതെല്ലാം തന്നെ കളക്ടർ ഫോർഫീച്ചർ ചെയ്യും എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ ആക്ടിൻ്റെ അടിയിൽ കാണുന്ന മെഷേഴ്സ് ഫോർ ദ കൺസർവേഷൻ ഓഫ് ദ ഗവൺമെൻറ് ലാൻഡ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒന്നാമത്തെ മെഷറാണ് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത്. എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി, ഏതൊക്കെ ആൾക്കാരാണ്, ഏതൊക്കെ രീതിയിലാണ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് പ്രൈവറ്റ് ആണോ, ഗവൺമെൻറ് പ്രൈവറ്റ് പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി അല്ല, ഗവൺമെൻറ് പ്രോപ്പർട്ടീനെ പ്രൊട്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് എന്തൊക്കെ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. സെക്ഷൻ 5, സെക്ഷൻ 6, സെക്ഷൻ 10 ആൻഡ് സെക്ഷൻ 11. അതിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലുള്ള 7ഉം 8ഉം നമ്മൾ വിട്ടുകളഞ്ഞു കേട്ടോ. ദെൻ next one is punishment for the occupation of the land for unauthorized, which is the proper punishment of occupation of land. Punishment occupation of land എന്നാണ് എഴുതി വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. സോറി, punishment for occupation of land who is unauthorizedly using the property of the government. That is, the occupant who unauthorizedly occupies. Punishment for occupation of land. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഓക്യുപ്പേഷൻ ഓഫ് ദ ലാൻഡ്, അൺഓതറൈസ്ഡ് ഓക്യുപ്പേഷൻ ഓഫ് ലാൻഡിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള പണിഷ്മെൻ്റ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഒക്യുപ്പൻറ്റ് ഹു ഈസ് അൺഓതറൈസ്ഡ്ലി occupying the government property is liable for the following punishments, such as removal of encroachment. That is, one of the rights of the government under the Land Conservancy Act is to set in motion the machinery provided by the Act for the removal of encroachment over or unauthorized occupation of public roads and streets vested in a local authority, deeming such roads and streets to be government. Under section 62 1A of the Panchayat Act, all rights including the right to proceed against unauthorized occupation become the rights of Panchayat, and the Kerala Panchayat removal of encroachment and imposition of the recovery and penalties for unauthorized occupation rules 1964 enabled the Panchayat to take action against an unauthorized occupation of land vested in it as well as belonging to it. the government can step in invoking the provisions of the Land Conservancy Act only with the concurrence of the Panchayat. Similarly, the corporation under Section 230 of the Corporation Act has the power and the statutory duty to remove the obstruction like bunk from public streets. Okay. Appa ittram karyangalana encroachment, removal of encroachment. Ee powers okke undu ennalum etra encroachment undu ennu namukku ariyam. Appo nammalde act anusarichittu removal of encroachment aanu person and occupant. Aaranu occupant ennu what is occupation nammal kandadana. Who unauthorizedly occupies the government property is liable for the first punishment, that is he will be removed from the encroached area. അത് പഞ്ചായത്തിന്റെ ഡ്യൂട്ടി ആയിട്ട് വരും. അതിനൊരു ആക്ട് ഉണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മളുടെ കോർപ്പറേഷന്റെ ആക്ടിന്റെ അടിയിൽ അത് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. Then eviction and forfeiture of the crops. Section 11 lays down the provisions relating to the eviction and forfeiture. നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ കണ്ടല്ലോ, any person unauthorizedly occupying the government land may be summarily evicted by the collector. Any crop or product raised on the government land shall be liable to forfeiture. Any building or structure erected or anything deposited thereon shall be liable for forfeiture. Such forfeiture shall be adjusted by the collector, and the properties of forfeited shall be deposited off by as the collector may direct. And the statutory duty cast upon the collector cannot be lightly cast away based upon humanitarian consideration. That's very important. Such unsatisfactory situation would constitute a subtle and surreptitious subversion of the rule of law, especially when Article 51 capital A clause 1, the Constitution casts a fundamental duty on every citizen to safeguard the public property, and the manner of eviction is prescribed under subsection 2 section 11. അതിൽ എന്താണ് നോക്കാം. സമ്മറി എവിക്ഷൻ ആണ് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ a notice shall be served on the occupant or his agent requiring him to vacate the land within such time as the collector may seem reasonable, and if such notice is obeyed, the occupant shall be removed or an subordinate may be deputed to remove such person, and if such officer shall be restricted or obstructed, the collector shall hold summary into the facts of the case. If the collector is satisfied that the resistance or obstruction still continues, then he may issue a warrant for the arrest of the said person. On appearance of the person, the collector may send him for imprisonment in the district civil jail for a period not exceeding 30 days. Then section 11 clause 3 embodies the provision of urgent eviction in the public interest without following the procedure laid down under subclause 2. Here the collector may, after recording the reasons for doing so, issue notice to the occupant calling upon him to vacate the land within the specified period. And the non-compliance of this empowers the collector to authorize any officer who may enter upon the land and take possession of the same, and he may, if necessary, use such force as the circumstances may justify. This being a provision which can be abused by the collector, inbuilt safeguards are made in the subsection itself. Firstly, the collector has to form an opinion as to whether it is expedient in the public interest to take urgent action without following the procedure laid down under subsection 2. Secondly, he has to record his reason for forming such an opinion, and the aforesaid two aspects are condition precedent for invoking subsection 3 of section 11, and it is only therefore the collector can issue the notice to the person in occupation calling upon him to vacate the land within the period as may be specified in the notice, and on failure or to comply with the notice, any officer authorized by the collector can enter upon the land and take possession of the same, even by using such force as the situation may be justified. Non-compliance with the procedure under section 11 clause 3 for summary eviction is illegal, arbitrary and high-handed, and is liable to be set aside. Before passing the order, the collector shall give notice in writing to the occupant or other person likely to be affected by the order. However, when the collector takes their action under section 11 clause 3, urgent eviction in public interest or eviction of a previously evicted occupant or an occupant who had voluntarily vacated after receipt of the notice within 2 years prior to the date of the occupation, the compliance with section 12 is not needed. Then, there is a case that is in Vasantan versus Rasak. It was held that the collector has duty under section 12 to give notice to the occupant, record their statement, allow them to adduce evidence, and pass an order in writing considering all matters. In Nachimuthu Gounder versus State of Kerala, it was held that unauthorized occupant of the government land cannot claim value of trees planted by him when he is evicted. So this is the second punishment that is given to the person, that is eviction and forfeiture of the crops, and the procedure to be followed is also dealt with. Then finally, penalty for destruction and the appropriation of the trees. The section 6 clause 1 says that unlawful for any person to destroy, remove or appropriate for himself earth, sand, metal, laterite, limestone or any other articles of value as may be notified by the government from any government land except in pursuance of the permit issued by the government, and he has to give a compensation for the same also. Then if he violates this, he will be liable to a fine of rupees 50 not exceeding rupees 50 as imposed by the collector, and along with the damages that shall be an amount equivalent to the compensation. Section 6 clause 3 section 6 clause 3 capital A and clause 3 capital B specifically imposes punishments on the government land and abets and the abatement of commission of such offence. Section 6 clause 4 says that government may remit the compensation or fine received in the whole or in part to any agricultural labourer if such article of value was for bona fide agricultural purpose or to a cooperative society. An agricultural labourer means a person whose principal means of livelihood is the income he gets as wage in connection with the agricultural operations he performs. Section 10 penalizes any person who destroys or appropriates any useful tree belonging to the government. Okay, നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ കണ്ടതാണ്, പിന്നെ പറയുന്നില്ല. Upon eviction, he shall also be liable to the punishment of imprisonment for a term extending to 6 months or with fine not exceeding 500 rupees or both. In state of Kerala versus Sridharan Nair, it was observed that proceedings under section 10 are quasi-criminal and there must be സ്ട്രിക്റ്റ് പ്രൂഫ് ബിയോണ്ട് എനി പേഴ്സൺ കൺവിക്റ്റഡ് അണ്ടർ ഇറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതനുസരിച്ച് നമ്മുടെ ഇപ്പോൾ എന്താ മരമുറി കേസൊക്കെ നടക്കണില്ലേ, അതനുസരിച്ചിട്ട് എത്ര പണിഷ്മെന്റ് അവർക്ക് കിട്ടും അല്ലേ. Then last one, imprisonment and fine if the person unlawfully enters and occupies the land, the property of the government, whether Porambok or not, for any non-governmental purpose with the intention of using it, holding it, he or she shall be liable with imprisonment with a description for a term not less than 3 years, but may extend to 5 years along with the fine not less than 50,000 rupees and may extend up to 2 lakh rupees. ഇതൊക്കെ അമെൻമെന്റ്സിൽ വന്നതാണ് കേട്ടോ. Then proviso to this section lays down its exception, that is situation where an unlawful occupant shall not be considered as unlawful for the purpose of imposing punishment. They are unauthorized occupation of the government land.